Why do we feel a certain way while watching films? It might be a certain scene, a certain character, or even the film itself. Well, in today's video, I'll be talking about emotion in film. I will be breaking this video down into 4 topics: the role of cinematography, the impact of lighting, the use of music and sound, and the effective use of colour. So what is the role of cinematography with emotion in film? The way I would categorise it is the camera angle, the use of movement, and framing. Even though there's a broad topic to talk about in terms of how to use cinematography to further convey emotion, that is just the topic I'll be talking about today. The camera movement, the framing, and the angle. If you take a look towards the ending of Fast and Furious 7, when Dom is on the beach overlooking Paul Walker, you can see that the camera movement is slowly going in towards Dom. Well, that is to further convey that he is taking the moment in, and we are experiencing what he is experiencing through the camera movement. Now, if this shot was static, it wouldn't have the same feeling. It just wouldn't. So with the camera movement, they are further enhancing the emotion. You might be thinking that you can zoom in with the lens and create the same effect. Well, that is not the case, because when you're actually moving the camera and creating a dolly effect, it's almost like you're adding more depth into the shot rather than zooming in with the lens. So how can the use of angle further portray emotion in film? For example, there is an angle called a Dutch angle, where the camera is tilted. This can disorientate the audience and create a feeling of uncertainty, especially if you're shooting the film with a lot of straight angles. You definitely must have come across this angle in a lot of popular movies. This angle can be used to further enhance the emotion of uncertainty. How can framing be used to further enhance emotion in film? If we take a look at Christopher Nolan's recent film Oppenheimer, you will see that when he's making big decisions or when he's really thinking something, he is placed in the center of the frame. This shows that he is separated from the background and what he is thinking is important, and the focus is on him. So when the subject is placed in the center of the frame, all the attention goes onto the subject. And to further enhance emotion, if you want the character to feel bigger, you can place the camera at a lower angle. If you want the character to feel smaller, put the camera at a higher angle. Lighting can completely transform the atmosphere of a scene. The simple way I would define lighting is you can control lighting with shape or colour. There are more topics to discuss about with lighting, but I want to keep this video very simple. So changing the shape of the light can affect the mood and the atmosphere of the film or the certain scene, and also changing the colour. If we take a look at horror movies, they use colder colours to further create the emotion of uncertainty or fear. Alongside using colder colours, they also shape the light by creating backlighting or a lot of harsh lighting. With harsh lighting, sometimes you can't identify the characters. This is the reason why you see a lot of these combinations of colder colours and harsh lighting with horror films. With comedy films, you will see that the lighting is very joyful, it's very bright, and you can see the characters perfectly fine. In conclusion, with lighting, you can use colder colours to create tension and fear, and warmer colours to create warmth and comfort. This topic, I personally think, is the most important topic to convey emotion in film, and that is sound and music. Without sound and music, I don't think a film would feel the way a film is supposed to feel. With music and sound, it adds that further emotion to the scene. So with the use of sound design, you can make the audience feel like as if they are actually in that scene, present in the scene. In my opinion, the more sound effects you use, the more the audience will feel like they are there. Now that I'm thinking about it, sometimes you might not even want to use sound effects at all. You might want to portray a feeling of emptiness with the character. You might want to portray loneliness or isolation. And in my opinion, I think less sound effects would further enhance that. Music can further enhance the emotion of a film. When you combine sound design, cinematography, and lighting with music, they all go hand in hand, and music is just that cherry on top of the cake. It really enhances the emotion of the film, of what you're trying to portray. For example, when I was in year 10, I remember watching Planet Earth 2. And the guy that actually composed the music for that was Hans Zimmer himself. So listening to that while watching the visuals of this documentary, it was amazing. Like with the use of music and sound effects, you can see how it goes hand in hand. I would definitely recommend you guys to watch Blue Planet 2. The use of color grade can really impact the emotion you're trying to portray in film. If we take a look at James Bond Skyfall, you will see that the color palette is teal and orange. It really gives off the action feel and the action kind of vibe with the color grade. Overall, the use of cinematography to movement, angle, framing, and the impact of lighting, and the use of sound design and music, and effective use of color grading can be used to further enhance emotion in film. If you like this video, I would appreciate a subscribe and a like and a comment below on what you would like to see next. If you notice the harsh cuts throughout this video, it's because I haven't sat in front of a camera in a very long time. So I will see you guys next week with a new video. So if you guys want to see anything specific, please comment down below. I will see you in the next video.